We are at Pocket Gamer Connects London, and I'm here with Daniel from Fluffy Fairy Games. Thank you for joining us today.
Chris, thank you for having me here.
Maybe we could start off with telling us a little bit about Fluffy Fairy and your role as co-CEO.
Sure. So we started the company like 2 years ago. Actually, it was February 2016, so we're rather new. And our goal is to revolutionize idle games. So we played many idle games like as consumers, and we were always thinking like, this needs to be better. Like there are so many possibilities how to do great idle games, and so that's why we started doing games and how we ended up with Idle Miner Tycoon now.
Cool. So you mentioned that Idle Miner Tycoon was your first release, and it's been relatively successful. Can you tell us a little bit about the gameplay and how you guys monetize?
So in the game, the goal is to basically become a mining tycoon. So build up your mining empire, feel rich, get more and more mines, hire more managers, hire more workers, and basically progress into the game. And our monetization strategy is also rather new. Like we didn't invent it, but we really focused on rewarded video ads. So like more than 50% of our revenue comes from rewarded ads, and they are deeply integrated into the core loop, which means that it's not like something that's just plugged in, but
right.
Like if our ads don't work for technical reasons, people are complaining a lot because they want to watch the ads because they're so deeply integrated. For us, like the user experience is super important. So it was clear from the beginning that we're not going to use some kind of ads that hurts the user experience. And that's why we really had to think about like where to place it into the game so that people really want to play or watch the ad and are not annoyed by watching it.
Speaking of user experience, how do you measure player satisfaction in the title?
So for us, it's mainly about retention. And in the beginning, like we have this games as a service approach where we release the game super early after 2 months, and then basically add more and more stuff every week. So in the beginning, it's only focused on like early retention because there's no content for like 3 months, but only for like a few days. And they're remeasuring day 1 retention. Once day 1 retention is like at the level we want it to be, which is like 70% roughly, then we start focusing on like day 7, day 30 retention.
With one hit game under your belt, what do you guys have planned for 2018?
So actually we have a second game now in soft launch. It's called Idle Factory Tycoon. And early KPIs are also very good. In fact, they are better than they were for Idle Miner Tycoon in the same phase. And for us, the important thing is like we really hate reskin, so we don't want to have like a second game that is just a reskin.
Right.
At the same time, we are building our brand and we want our games to kind of feel the same. So our goal is to find the sweet spot of like reusing mechanics, but introducing new mechanics as well.
Great. Well, thanks a lot for coming in and sharing your thoughts with us today.
Thank you for having me here.
Great.